Good afternoon, everyone. It's now 12 o'clock, so if you've not yet gotten your food, head into the back, grab your food. We're going to get this show rolling in a few short minutes.
I'm following the rules. And what I told. You need a piece of cake, Ralph? You need some cake? That's right.
Do you want to make a donation for the birthday stuff today?
Yeah, I do. I have a check. Do I give it to you or?
I just need to write it down.
Yeah.
Where do you want it to go to?
To the foundation.
So our meeting's going to be very short after.
Yes.
I've learned all kinds of stuff in the last 2 hours.
Yep. 250.
Yes.
Okay. And do I just give that to Tom?
Up here when he It's a minimum of 1,000. Okay. Past, present, or what? Yes. So my last club, it was $1 for the class. So I'm going to do more than double that. So I'm going to do 100 for every return. And Dorina has my card. You think I get the checkbook? You kidding me? Come on, Tom. See you soon. I'm not her boat. Oh, you're talking about it.
B-O-W.
girl, that's not there. But I was like, what? That's not even doing now. But
Good thing we have to sign your strategic plan.
that's right. That's right.
How come you don't have cake?
I gave it to Matt Blair and TJ because they're not very sweet and they need to be sweeter.
Well, did they cancel one? Miss Nina!
Because if it's here and I don't want it, I'll end up eating it. You know how that is, right?
I know, that's my problem.
I'm still waiting for Amy to confirm that she will host it Friday. She let me know she was going to get back to me last Friday.
Is she here today?
Today's Wednesday. I don't see that.
Saw Charlie. We had to get together for a breakfast for work. And I said, you know, we really missed you. Steve goes, I think Curtis asks all for dates, and then he looks at the dates I can't make it, and that's what he's scheduled.
He probably doesn't respond. Could be my guess. Did you want to talk, or do you want me to help anything with board or staff?
Right now we're set for the board retreat, not set for the staff yet.
And if you want to, it's not for myself. But it would be great to talk about it. And now that I see you, I remember that you talked about it.
Yeah, I know you are this thing, so. You know? All the things.
How are you doing? Yeah, I just saw the announcement yesterday. The board hasn't even she sent it to her SVP.
One week from today, my daughter's house.
Do they have a place here yet, or are they? Yeah.
But my other two daughters just moved out.
You were lonely anyway.
Oh no, we're loving it. It's great. It'll be fun to have friends at the house. I want them feeling like they were pressured to find something. And maybe they
You make a bad decision. What do you want to do, right?
Yep.
I agree.
Take your time.
It's kind of nice.
You got a big speech prepared?
How about you? If I go first, I'm just going to say I'm going to take my time. Curtis,
I'll have something added.
so we're one of the 5 short ones. In 2 weeks this week. So they offered me that week to sit up here. It's like, maybe I'll might not work here.
I won't be here.
How are you going to vote?
Or I won't be here. I don't know. I gotta ask how I can vote remotely, right?
Yep.
Vote that day.
We vote that day, but we all had to create a video, or we're all creating a video that can be out there for members to look at, like no longer than 5 minutes, I think, or 10 minutes. Which is a pain in the butt, but actually I thought it was a good idea.
Would they require you to do a video?
Oh no.
And I'm gonna request it.
I might make an appearance. You want me to call you up? I'm taking tomorrow.
If you make an appearance, could you be one of the, what was the show where all you saw is the outline of them in the bottom right corner? And they're just like making comments. If you could do that, that would be good.
That's what you'd like? Okay. I can do that.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Birthdays.
Want my cake? I don't know about that. All right, you say so.
What will not be voted out? 4 weeks. So Saturday, Lisa and I have been alone. And that's why we have the whole wing of the house. There's nobody there. So we're taping and Bradley coming to this time.
Okay.
Kevin. Kevin. Oh, there he is.
Is your board chair doing one?
Barbie.
Go back up to for a couple more meetings. Actually, I have a censoring foundation you get to. I like it now.
Hazing part.
Yeah, the first year almost killed me. Oldest working up. But that year was fun. I actually enjoyed it. Really. Second year, I didn't enjoy much. And the last 2 years, I've joined the foundation board and the charity review committee. So I like
There we go. Now we got it loud. Good afternoon, Rotarians. Kevin, start walking. Welcome, everyone, to the September 3rd, can you believe it? September 3, 2025 meeting of the Rotary Club of Tucson. So I'm calling to the stage. Where are you, Kevin? Oh, there we go. All right, a new member, Kevin Boyle, is going to lead us in the pledge and song. And he works in food service, sales, and marketing. And he graduated from? Nope. But no, not there either. From Northern Illinois University.
Right.
Kevin.
The Huskies.
Okay, pledge and song.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our song, we do not have a piano today, so here's our tuner.
I will hum along with you.
There we go. All right.
My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Thank you.
All right.
Do I sit back down?
Yeah. We'll call you up later. All right. Thank you, guys. That actually resembled the tune a little bit. Very little bit, yes. Okay. Can I shh. Again, we get to start a meeting with moments of silence. I know. Okay, where to start? We got several today. We'll start with the get well wishes. Candy Hirsch, Gary's wife, had emergency surgery last week. So get well cards are going around for her. She's doing quite well. And there's also cards going around. There's Dorina carrying them right now. For Stu Goldman, who had a pacemaker put in last week. So he's home recovering and he's watching us. So on the count of three, hi Stu, 1, 2, 3. Hi Stu. All right. Thank you. For those of you in the community, she wasn't a Rotarian but left a big impact on our community, Kirsten Block, who founded Buffalo Exchange. left our world on Saturday. So if you know Rebecca and want to reach out, that was a sad one. And, okay, the tough one, Rob Lemaster's wife, Karen, passed away last week from a long battle with cancer. And cards are going around for Stu, for Candy, and for Rob and his family. So if you'll join me in a moment of silence, that would be welcome. Oh, it's too short for me?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Rob, where's Rob Same? Is coming up for, is he? There he is. All right. Sir, Rob Same's doing our inspiration today. And Rob has a business, Rob's Elite Delivery. So if you need anything delivered all around town, he's your man to call. So, inspire us, Rob.
Hello, everyone. Inspired? Okay. Wow. So, I used to think that success is about winning the lottery, something enormous, right? However, I realized 2 days ago that small steps, small daily steps, if stacked daily, can take us very, very far. Thank you.
And John Harnett is filling in for Sergeant at Arms Dan, who's out of town. So
I don't think he's coming back at all. He just keeps leaving me with this job. This is crazy, but
because you do so well at it.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. I have to crouch down. Hey, for those of you that don't know Rob, by the way, give him a call, but try to call him at a time that you know he won't pick up. He has the best and most uplifting voicemail message that you will ever hear. Just such a positive guy. So, Rob, great working with you, man. Hey. That's usually when I do it. Hey, want to give quick shout-outs to some guests. Welcome to the people that are joining us today at Rotary, both here and away. We got 2 guests that are joining us here today. If you wouldn't mind just giving us a quick hello when I say out your name, and we can welcome you to the club. Guest of Ralph Phillips, we've got Fonda Inslee. Welcome, Finley. Woo! All right. And our other guest for this afternoon is from Joe Pennington, Mickey Pennington. Welcome.
Welcome back.
That's it.
Wow. All right, so welcome everyone. Welcome to all the Rotarians and everyone watching virtually. I believe Monty Clausen is watching again today, so hi Monty. There we go, all right. And our Cookie Monsters. There we go, there's the cookies. And so everybody say thank you to Michelle Ward with Larson Baker. They're our cookie sponsor today. So Michelle, come on up. Because as a cookie sponsor, here we go. As a cookie sponsor, Michelle gets to keep all the little table tents that are on the trays there. She gets this cool Rotary tote bag with which she will fill with all the leftover cookies. Yeah, there we go. And most importantly, she gets the coveted Cookie Monster Pendant, I guess is what it is. There we go. Thank you, Michelle. So say thank you to Michelle and to Larson Baker. Thank you. So to introduce our program this afternoon, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Jonathan Rothschild, who I'm sure some of you remember from when he was an honorary Rotarian, and now he's all ours, and also when he was Mr. Mayor. So, Jonathan.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Dot. Okay, today what we're going to hear about is water. It's a pretty important subject, pretty complicated, but we've got a great expert on it. And of course, you've seen water in the news lately. I used to tell people when I could that without water, you don't have anything. And so give that just one little thought. And of course, we saw a recent example of that, whether it played out correctly or not. So our speaker today is as good as it gets understanding water. Our water comes really from either groundwater, now wastewater, or CAP water. Sharon Megdal is the director of the University of Arizona Water Resource Research Center. She spent 12 years as an elected state board member of Central Arizona Project, a big place where our water comes from. She has served on the Board of Governors of the Kasser Institute for Food, Water, and Energy Security. She is an ex officio member of the leadership team for the Colorado River Basin Water and Tribes Initiative. Colorado River Treaty pacts are under negotiation again with some pretty strict timelines. She has written books. I'll give you the name of one to give you an idea. Shared Borders, Shared Waters, Israeli, Palestinian, and Colorado River Basin Water Challenges. She is a fellow of the American Water Resources Association, and just so you might understand the depth of her public service, she has served on the Arizona Corporation Commission, the State Transportation Board, the Arizona Medical Board. She has a PhD degree in economics from Princeton, which, good for her on that. But let's have Sharon Megdal, Dr. Sharon Megdal.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be here. I didn't look back at my CV. I am an academician, so I write down all the talks I give, and I could have found the last time I addressed this Rotary over at the Doubletree. Any of you remember being there when I spoke? Yeah, all right. So you invited me back. That's a good thing, right? I made myself 2 notes, and of course I left my one piece of paper over there, but I have 2 guests that I'd like to introduce, and that's Greg Hidd, who works in the University of Arizona Office of Research and Partnerships. Yeah, that's just my little two-century mime. So Greg is here, and then John Take, who's a Senior Vice President of Innovation and Business Growth at Stantec. He's located right at the big building downtown here at Church and Broadway. So thank you both for coming. And thank you for inviting me. So I've told I have about 20 minutes with questions, and I know there will be questions, and it really is hard to teach very much about water in so few minutes, but what I'm going to do is kind of give an overview. I titled the talk Tucson's Regional Water Supply Situation because we're mostly here from the Tucson region. And I guess this is an advance since I was here. When did you start broadcasting meetings? COVID, of course, and then you just kept doing it, right? Because before that you had to show up, right? I'm aware. So anyway, just a little bit about the Water Center. Some of you know we're in the old Boy Scouts building, and some of you remember that on North Campbell Avenue, just south of 6th Street. And we ourselves celebrated our 60th anniversary as a federally authorized center. I won't go into what that means, but we've been around for a while, and a lot of what we do really is bridging the academic and non-academic communities. So doing things like this talk is important to us. It's important to help people understand these water issues, and it's also important to have people know that there's some place to go if they want to get some information. And we have a really great website, and throughout my presentation, I have QR codes, and if anybody wants a PDF of it, you're welcome to have it. We do a big annual conference, and that's open to everybody. It's not an academic type conference with, long presentations on research papers, but it's about issues. And this last year it was about border issues of all kinds of borders and sharing waters. And our next conference is coming up April 14th, 15th. We offer free live stream, non-interactive, and if you want to come and join us for a fun time, we'd love to have you again. We advertise all these things through our weekly wave. We invite you to join. And the last 2 years, we've had the governor speak, and that's been a major talk of hers about water for the state. So we've been really delighted with that. We have webinars coming up about the Santa Cruz River, the Sonoran Institute. That's tomorrow at lunchtime, about this complex things. How many of you in the room are lawyers? I know Jonathan is. Nobody else wants to. Nobody wants to admit it, right? Like being an economist, you don't want to admit that. But this thing of the adjudications, we still don't have some water rights determined yet. There are people still trying to figure out what their water rights are. We have an attorney who's with a clinic at the law school and the university talking about that. And then I'll just mention, I know most of you are down here, but I'm giving a talk, a kickoff talk. The University of Arizona has a center now up in Scottsdale, and they have these catalyst talks, and I'm giving one in 2 weeks up there. So lots going on. We try to keep up to date with materials and publications, all free online, and we have programs and all that. But now to the point about water. All right, so statewide context. Where does our water come from? And that's one of the things I advise anybody to, if they say, what can I do? What should I do? Well, the first thing is know where your water comes from. And if anybody is talking about moving in, I'm not in the business of recommending this water utility over that water utility, but I tell people, contact the water utility and ask them questions. They all have reports on water quality and so forth. But where does our water come from? It comes from the Colorado River, both, of course, along the western boundary and then brought into Central Arizona through the Central Arizona Project. Groundwater statewide accounts for over 40% of the water use in the state. Reclaimed water, this is one of those numbers that people say, why is it so low? This is a percentage of the whole pie. That's about 5% or growing. But in the cities, in this Tucson region, in the Phoenix area, there's a lot of reuse. A lot of it is reuse. It's a small part of the overall pie. And that's 5%. And then we have in-state rivers, Salt River Project. And I always tell the Salt River Project people, any of you grow up in Phoenix or whatever, I mean, you know Salt River Project. I tell people up there, the only time we hear about Salt River Project in Tucson is when we have a Phoenix feed for our sporting events, right? Right? I mean, if any of you pay attention, that's about the only time I ever hear that down here. They're a good organization, energy, electricity, and water. Okay, then the question is, how's it used? All right, so the big user in the state is still agriculture. About 3/4, sometimes you'll see 80%, 72%. These are numbers from the State Department of Water Resources, so I like to use their numbers. It used to be much higher. It's coming down because we have more people, we have growth in industry and of people, but it's still a lot of water. All right, so again, just the water situation across, those are statewide averages, but water is still very local. What are you using? What is the utility delivering to you? If you have your own well, obviously you're using groundwater. And so that map on the left is a map from one of our we have a water map poster, and it just shows that some areas use a lot of surface water, like Yuma. They're right on the river. Some areas, like to the southeast, Cochise County, use a lot of groundwater, that teal color. And then other places in the state, it's quite mixed. And that's true for us here. And then I'm not going to go into it here, but agriculture, the big user, varies a lot in terms of their water situation. Yuma has a lot of water available to them. The Colorado River Indian tribes north of there. Central Arizona has been hurting a lot in the surface water available to them since the cutbacks in the Colorado River. And Cochise County really relying mostly on groundwater. And so there's a lot of nuance, there's a lot of interest in Arizona and the Colorado River Basin. Oops, I went too fast. And just if you haven't been reading or listening to the news, just to remind you that we're in the midst of a mega drought, particularly in the whole basin, but also, yes, this summer has been very bad for our rainfall and the like, but the Colorado River Basin as a whole, and remember, over a third of the water supplies for Arizona comes from the Colorado River Basin, has been hit by this mega drought with really low flows. And if you've been to Lake Mead, that particular picture I took in December 2022, that spillway, you know, it was 20 plus years ago, 25 plus years ago, it was pretty much full to the top. But we've been drawing from it and drawing from it from our reservoir. Oops, I hit that. There's a table in there, but I'm not going to take time to go through that. All right, so now let's drill down, no pun intended, to the Tucson area. And the state of Arizona adopted a really progressive, very notable piece of legislation called the Groundwater Management Act in 1980. And it imposed or implemented groundwater regulation in parts of the state known as active management areas, areas where groundwater would be actively managed. And Tucson's in one of those. So pretty much they go up through the central part of the state into Yavapai County, that kind of orangey color, and then a couple new ones have just been recently established in the southeastern corner of the state. So we live in an area where groundwater is measured, monitored, in most cases regulated. And within the active management, that's a figure there on the right of this active management area, and these boundaries are not county boundaries, they're not city boundaries, they're determined by hydrologic boundaries. So that's why it doesn't necessarily represent or reflect what you think of, well, where's the county? They can go across counties. And of course, Tucson is right smack in the middle, and these were areas that were experiencing high overdraft of groundwater. We were using groundwater at a much faster pace than it was being replenished. Post-World War II, you had the advent of really powerful groundwater pumps, you had people moving here, you got air conditioning, you got the interstate highway system, and you know, we all know the population boomed. So, the utilities, Tucson Water, the biggest one in the area, but you've also got Oro Valley, Marana, you've got Metro Water District, you've got water companies to the south. Some of the private ones are changing ownership from time to time, but they've all been meeting state regulations in terms of using renewable supplies. And we've been doing well in the Tucson area. Of all the active management areas that are supposed to get back into better balance of the withdrawals from the groundwater and what nature and other means put back in, we're doing pretty well. And in fact, just put up a couple of screenshots back in 2006. Some folks from the business community here came to me and said, you know, should we, excuse me, former mayor, should we believe the water plan that Tucson Water came out with? And this was in the early 2000s, the Water 2050 plan or whatever. And so they said, oh, it should take you a few hours, write us a memo. And so I ended up writing a report. It's not that I like long reports, but you have to put these things in context. The point is we've had a good amount of water available to us in this region, and it's been managed well. And that middle one is a paper I wrote with one of the former directors of Tucson Water, how a drought-resilient water system emerged from the desert. If you were here, and some of you were here like I was here, in the early 90s, you know we messed up delivering Central Arizona project water, right? We messed up. And so we had to come up with a plan B, other than the typical treatment plant. And we did recharge. And you know what? That's been a blessing. You know, the old saying, you know, everything happens for a reason. It kind of did for us because we now use our underground system of aquifers to store the water. And we use pumps, and that's there. Even if there were a breakdown in the Central Arizona project, we have the infrastructure in place to keep delivering us water. We have good quality groundwater. We don't want to overdraft it. It's our insurance policy, but we're in very good shape. So you should feel comfortable about that. And it's not only Tucson Water. Tucson Water is the biggest. They probably say the best, but, you know, again, I don't rank utilities. But that screenshot on the right is from a slide that the general manager of Metro Water District, do any of you, are you served by Metro Water District up in the, yeah, you are, okay. I mean, I know you may be a member here because this is where you work or spend your daytime, but you may live somewhere else. This is about a collaboration among Oro Valley, Metro, and Marana to get some infrastructure built, to have their pumps and their recharge closer together than they've been. And so, again, these are good stories. Now, I'm not trying to say we don't have challenges and people aren't worried. We do have to worry because the cutbacks on the Colorado River have been significant and may get so deep that they will start affecting the municipalities, but they haven't yet. So I don't want to paint too rosy a picture, but I think the general message is we're doing a good job. We've adapted, we've innovated. Tucson Water has the One Water Plan, looking at all the water supplies, the groundwater, the Central Arizona Project water, the reclaimed water, the storm water. That's an area where there's more potential to try to capture on a more, not necessarily the rainwater harvesting at your house, which we are pretty much a leader in statewide, but that stormwater, those bigger pulses of water. So we're doing okay. Tucson Water's reclaim system, this is the cover slide from Tucson Water Director that he made a presentation on August 6th to Mayor and Council. Tucson and Scottsdale were the two real leaders in the state on developing a system for reuse. And we've been using that for our parks, our cemeteries, our ball fields, and the like. But the most recent advance in that is for drinking water, for actually treating to really high standards. And Phoenix, Scottsdale, and Tucson are in the lead on that here in the state, and we had a webinar on that. And interestingly, they haven't done a master plan for reclaimed water in a while, and I think they're gearing up to do that, because I can remember when they did have that. Okay, so what you're all waiting for, is she gonna say anything about Project Blue? Of course, I had to say something about Project Blue. I'm wearing blue. I didn't even think of that. That's so funny. But blue is my favorite color. I have blue eyes, and it's always been my favorite color. But, I want to know, why didn't any of us really think, when they called it Project Blue, that it was someone other than Amazon, right? How many of you, when it was really revealed that it was Amazon, it's like, my goodness, they have those blue trucks. So, it's just, I don't know, Greg, if you thought of that beforehand, but it's like, okay, Project Blue was not the most innovative name to mask something. All right, so what about these big users? What about these big, you've got the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Plant, you've had Intel for years up in Chandler, and they've expanded up there. What about that? And I've gotten questions, I've talked about it, I have a screenshot of a presentation I gave a few years ago at a panel, but I get questions from reporters, and when they would ask about Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing, how are they going to have their water and use their water? I would say, this is the truth, I am not going to second guess the city of Phoenix. The city of Phoenix is in a regulated area. They have to abide by these 100-year assured water supply rules. If they give some of their water supplies to a big manufacturing plant, that means that those water supplies are not there for somebody else. Now, we also know that we can't have a vibrant economy only on suburban households, right? We need to have businesses in our community and so forth. So I would tend to refer them to the City of Phoenix Water Advisor, to the City Manager's Office, and the like. But there was an article written in one of these Information Week, I think it was, and he contacted me in December, again asking about the water. And at that time I said, well, the water is important, but we manage our water resources. Again, I said most of these are going in communities in active management areas. They're not going in the non-regulated portions of the state. And so again, I refer you to them. So, but I said at that time, we have to also think about the energy use, right? The energy use is really, really significant for these. And so, like here, like elsewhere, it's weighing the competing demands, the available supplies, and so forth on these things. And I'll be happy to answer questions, not that I really know the answers to them. But I have a question for you to think about. And that is, There's a lot of criticism of growing alfalfa in the desert. People ask, why do we grow alfalfa in the desert? Now, our Department of Water Agriculture, our Department of Agriculture Director, Paul Brierly, likes to say, we don't grow alfalfa in spite of the desert, but because of the desert. We have really good growing conditions, whatever. But is that similar to using water for AI? I have a friend who did a graphic, I didn't ask for his permission to use it, that showed the pie of the future. Instead of the big part of it going to agriculture, the 72%, it was going to AI and data centers. Like everything else, just that seems to be what's happening. But is it different? Is it similar? I have a little bit of thoughts about that, but I'm curious. What do you think? You can't eat AI. Okay, that's a good, yes.
I've actually been thinking about this a little bit lately, and I think it's similar to mining in a way. That we've, here in Arizona, had agriculture and had copper mines, and we utilized our resources for economic development. It's going to be the same.
Okay, so it's like copper mining. We're using it for economic development. Yes.
So the reason why alfalfa is grown in Arizona is because any other state that you grow alfalfa in, you only get about 3 cuttings. In Arizona, we get an average of 8 to 10 cuttings. So the yield for the farmer is 10 times more than it would be in any other state.
Yeah. So, and who are you that you know so much about cutting? No, this is good. This is good. This is a mixed audience, so you never know who's in the audience, but you're absolutely right. And in fact, I was on a panel with a farmer from Goodyear area where he gets 10 cuttings a year, which is the most I've heard of.
That is true for marijuana.
I don't know, would anybody want to talk about, yeah, we have an answer over there.
Yeah, I just tapped into a data center to get some of this information, but, let's just take an acre
Yeah,
of a pecan orchard. Needs 1 million gallons of potable water a year. So that, to what Project Blue needed, which is 200 million a year, say, it's 200 acres of a pecan orchard is equivalent per year. When you quantify it like that, it seems a lot different than, if you take an old pecan farm and convert it to a data center, you're probably saving water.
yeah, so this is really good. I put this on as I was finishing my presentation. I had no idea what answers I would get, and this is really good. I'll tell you what I thought of when I thought about that, and that is the first response about you can't eat data centers. Alfalfa growing, in part, is a derived demand, right? It's grown to feed the cows and feed the beef because we want the dairy products and we want the meat, right? And the demand actually, we want people to have protein around the world, right? We're trying to deal with malnutrition and everything else. So in certain cases, that demand is growing, even though certain other foods are growing in popularity as well. Okay, some of it's exported though, right? You've all read about Saudi Arabia farms, but it's not just the Saudi Arabians who are using water to grow alfalfa that's exported. Others do as well. All right, so some of it's derived. So when I think about AI, this is something that occurred to me. How many of you have Siri popping up on your phone when you haven't even called her, wanting to answer your unarticulated questions using AI? I mean, the thing is, AI is part of it. We love it. We love to do our Google search and we get our immediate response, right? But some of it is like, do I really need AI to pop up and tell me on WhatsApp and stuff? So some of it, I think, is being forced on us through this technology, what's happening. It's just the real world of what's going on with technological advancement. Another question I have about AI that I actually asked, some of you may know I think Michael Zalistra, who's the head of the Technology Council. I met him at a meeting. And I really have a question about, do you have to have these data centers near you? I mean, I understand the economic development of building a data center and the jobs it creates and all that. But in some of the things I've read, it suggests that it's helpful for a community to have it near them. I don't know that. That's one of my questions that I have. Because again, are we, like we do with other things, going to use the water to grow the AI that serves people other places? These are just questions. I just decided to put that in there as a question because I've been thinking about it. Like everything else, there are trade-offs, and there are trade-offs here too. And so with that, I'd probably have taken more than 20 minutes. I do want to thank you. I want to note that the conference we're going to have next April 14th, 15th is going to focus on some of these questions about the big users, commercial and industrial, not agriculture. We've done conferences not that long ago, multiple conferences on agriculture. But we're going to look at energy. A lot of water goes into energy, data centers, commercial, manufacturing. And so we're just at the very beginning. We try to have a balance of perspectives and so forth. So if you're interested, again, I would encourage you to subscribe to our weekly wave. I put up my LinkedIn QR code if any of you like to keep up through LinkedIn and connect, because that's what we really like to do. So with that, I would thank you and then see if there's time for any questions.
Thank you, Sharon. We have time for a couple. I saw Mitch's hand first. Mr. Repizik.
Yeah, hi. We really appreciate you coming out here and so on. So I do have a question about Project Blue, okay, which is, I think, kind of the basic question is this would be incremental water usage. Okay, I know they said it's, what do they call it, net positive water, whatever that means. But, can we, do we have the water that they're looking for? I mean, is the water really there without us sacrificing other ways we're using the water now?
Yeah, and I think that's, of course, the fundamental question. And I'll give the answer that I said earlier I typically give. I have to trust the utility. These are sophisticated utilities. They do good planning. So in this case, the proposal was to extend a sizable reclaimed water pipeline to the site. That pipeline would be used to bring reclaimed water to other users as well. So the question that I saw a lot of Facebook chatter on this and other letters to the editor was, what's the opportunity cost of using that reclaimed water there than somewhere else? And I think I can't answer that question. That's why a master plan for reclaimed water would be helpful to understand. If you're using it there, where are you not using it? And there's recharge that's supporting riparian areas. It's a complex question, but they said there was water to be served. And so I have to trust that there was sufficient water. Now, whether that would mean 30 years from now there would not be water available for something else, I happen to believe that we're very good at adapting, and we figure out how to meet the needs, how to conserve, how to do things. So I would have to say, if they said there was the water there, the water was there.
Another question.
Is this on?
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. Great information. I was just curious, I was in the Southeast a few months ago. Why are there water towers in like every county, parish, and township, but that doesn't happen out here?
Okay, so I can't tell you why it doesn't happen here so well, but the reason it happens in a lot of these places is that they put it up there for storage, and then it comes down, and it's a storage. It's their local storage reservoir. We're tending to use the ground as our storage reservoir. We have a very small surface storage reservoir with the Central Arizona project. So it's their storage, which they need to have. I mean, if you have a breakdown in electricity and you can't, deliver it the usual way, you've got the pressure coming down and so forth, so. And I'm not an engineer, but I think that's fairly good answer.
Gravity, right? All right, thank you, Sharon.
All right, thank you.
But stay up here for 1 second. Okay. So one of the things that we as Rotary Club do is support children's literacy. So what we'd like to do and ask you is to sign our book that we'll put in the Make Way for Books library, and it's called, appropriately enough, Drop.
All right.
So if you'd
Okay.
sign that, and that would be great.
All right. I'm happy to.
All right, thank you. Okay, that was very interesting. Thank you kindly. Next up, we have birthdays. So, we have birthdays.
I'm almost to Medicare, just so you all know.
All right, well, okay, then we'll start with Tom McKinney. Happy birthday, Tom. He is with Interfaith Community Services and went to St. Anselm College and Capella University. I never heard of that, sorry. And when Tom was 7 years old, he was walking home from school and he came across a homeless woman and he asked her to come home with him because his mom was home and really needed some company. So stranger danger was not an issue then, but that shows the service above self. So Tom, happy birthday.
Yeah, I didn't live that one down. So my mom said I couldn't bring any friends home for a long time after that. But I'm going to keep it really short because Curtis gave me $50 so he could have my time. So I think the question was not why did I join Rotary, but why Rotary? And I think it started way back in Minneapolis. I was on two different clubs, served as a president back there. And then here, Larry Adamson chased me down over a few years and assigned me with Chuck. So, I mean, it's actually always been about the people and being in a group of people that are diverse in thought, diverse in what they do, but coming together to do really good things in the community. So that's why I joined, and that's why I'm here. So thank you, and this is for the foundation. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. He's made a generous contribution to our foundation, so thank you, Tom. Next up, somebody who some of you in here might know, Curtis Dawson, who, Curtis Dawson, C-U-R-D.
Ungrateful.
Curtis is the head honcho for the YMCA for Southern Arizona. He went to the Evergreen State College and is our past president. And he makes delicious pork belly burnt ends. Now, I'm not quite sure what that is. I'm just going to go down to the fact that his wife makes amazing cookies. And so help me wish happy birthday to Mr. Curtis Dawson.
Thank you, President Dott. First, I want to thank my sponsor, Dave Gallagher. Not here, but I still thank you, Dave. And the best mentor ever, Bobby Larson, who's also the best current president-elect. Yep. My minute, since I'm past president, I'll keep it short, but I just wanted to mention I received an email from Marcia Euler this morning, and it made it so easy for me to sign up for my jobs that I'm doing for the car show. So raise your hand if you signed up for your jobs for the car show already. The rest of you, first of all, my name's Curtis, not Kurt, and it's spelled with a K. Get on it. I already got an email this morning, but I'm special. Everyone else is getting it Friday? Get on it. Marcy, you didn't have to tell them that. So I'm going to stop now. Happy birthday, Tom.
All right. So now a fun thing we get to do is introduction of a new member. And Mitch Pizik, where are you? Oh, there. That's why I couldn't find him. All right. Mitch is going to introduce two new members to us today. And so Mitch does leadership coaching and has a website that has stuff every day. So thank you, Mitch. Welcome.
Thank you. What a thrill for you. I would not waste your time introduce anybody that isn't awesome. So allow me to begin. Mr. Kevin Boyle Okay, he was born in Florida, and he went to the Midwest, and he lived in Chicago for 21 years. An interesting majors in college, psychology and anthropology at Northern Illinois. And so after that, he had to figure out, okay, now how do you get a job out of something like that? So he went into restaurant management. I'm guessing that meant he was a busboy, but I didn't ask. So, but then he ended up keep moving up into the industry. He became a sales rep of Shamrock Farms, who you may be very familiar with. Did that for 35 years. Eventually, he became a vice president at Merit Food. So he's really the expert in that area. He happily retired in 2022, and he's now a food service consultant and a realtor and other associated consulting. He's married to a wonderful woman, Jo, and together they have 5 kids and 7 grandchildren. The most recent, I'm not sure if it's the most recent kid or grandkid, but was born in August. He's an amateur musician, drums, guitars, keyboards, in rock, blues, and hopefully jazz at some point. And he mostly in 60s and 70s music. And before I sponsor anyone, I always ask, what are you looking for in an organization? And he gave the right answer: to give back to our community and underserved people in need. Please join me, Mr. Kevin Boyle.
Be up here.
You are.
Right.
Thank you,
Get
Mitch.
to,
Got a magic minute if you want.
Thank you.
there we go.
Thank you.
Here, we'll take a picture real quick because David's right here. With all of us.
With
Here we
all
go.
of us.
There we go.
I'll move out of the way.
All right, thank you.
Hello, everybody. I want to thank my mentor, Ken Light, also. Ken, are you here? Thank you. And Mitch, thanks for the great introduction. I stumbled into the Rotary at the last home show, and I was not familiar with what Rotarians do. So I was very fortunate to bump into somebody selling the raffle tickets. And from there, I want to tell you I really admire and respect all of you, what you do for the community, for the world, and I'm proud to be a new member and make lots of new friends with you guys. So thank you.
Now we get to meet another new member who is going to be introduced by Mitch Pizik.
Okay, fair warning, another thrilling introduction. So, Mr. Tony Sims, okay, he's originally from Tucson, and he's been here for 38 years. He went to Catalina High School, which is the other high school. I'm glad of that. He spent 17 years in Denver before he came back here. And in Denver, he attended University of Denver to play basketball. His college basketball coach actually played with someone you might have heard of, Lute Olson, in Iowa. And he's been a big deal in nonprofit management for over 30 years, constantly giving back to the community. It's a wonderful man. He's a father of a 20-year-old daughter. His wife teaches a 2nd and 3rd grade, God bless her, students with developmental disabilities. So that's wonderful. Now, you might recognize him because he's ranked 29th in the list of 1,000 plus point scorers at Denver University basketball. That's where I recognize him from. So that's a big deal. He also got his MBA from the University of Phoenix. And he got a PhD from Capella University, and he loves to fish, and he loves to read. Everybody, Mr. Tony Sims.
This way. Where's Mitch? Oh, there we go.
Save
All
a
right.
minute if you like.
There you go.
Jim Murphy. Jim? Not here today? Jim left me hanging.
Okay. Nice to meet you guys. I work for Compass Affordable Housing. I've had a blast. I've been there for 6 months now, 5 months now. I've got a chance to meet a lot of you guys. My staff has participated with SVP. I'm really enjoying myself. I've met good people here, some people I work with, but more importantly, I'm getting a chance to learn from you guys. I'm really excited for the opportunity to learn, pick your brain, and to really participate with you in different ways. Capella.
Alumni.
Tony. Once we get new members, then the next big step is moving from a red badge, which is an introductory member, to the blue badge, which is a more longer-term member. So Gary Franks, where are you, Gary? There he is in the back. Gary is going to make a presentation.
Stand up, Gordy.
So Gary's going to give a blue badge to Gordy Seward.
Yeah, so it's my pleasure to have been Gordy's mentor these last 6 months or so. Gordy joined the club in February of this year. He successfully accomplished all of the necessary steps to become a blue badge wearer, but he's really surpassed that. He's already an active member of 2 committees, Inspiration and our AV committee. He's an active member of 2 of our fellowships with golf, and he's the co-chair of our Agave, right? I was going to say tequila, but Agave fellowship. So I hope everybody can just join me in congratulating Gordy Seward.
John, you're up.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm not.
No, John, it's you. She's not here. So, Sergeant at Arms, John Harned.
All right, and I got to figure out what I'm doing now. So we got the raffle. For those of you who don't know, we had a great event last week. What was it, $1,800 gave away? Mm-hmm. Fortunately, Dorina gave us another pack of cards so we can do this again. This will be awesome. All right, for those of you who don't know, we do a raffle. We're going to be a quick drawing. I do have some cash up here to give away, but we're restarting the pots. So if you wouldn't mind helping me out here, Tom, appreciate it. If you could go ahead and draw a winning card for me, a winning ticket. And if I could have you hold this for just a second.
Okay, I can do that.
I know, I just want to. Can I have you draw the card? All right. All right, we got a number and we got a card, and I'm pretty sure there's still a king in there somewhere, so we did it right today. So, winning numbers for today, go ahead and give me out a 290796. Woohoo! Big winner back there with $53. I love it. We'll be coming your way here in just a second. Congratulations.
I was in line before.
All right, thank you, John. Congratulations on the lottery winner here. Next, we have our way to go. There we go. And today we have a, the major trio here. So stand up, Mr. Curtis.
Who?
And I don't see, is Mark Irvin here? And Tom's here. There he is. Tom's over there in the back. Stand up, Tom, so everybody can say hi and say, way to go. These guys did a presentation on the radio and talked all about Rotary. He's got a face for radio. Curtis was talking about himself, right?
Not me.
Okay, so I believe the link to listen to that is going to be in the newsletter. Is that right? So that you can listen yourself. It was a very good job they did, and they really spoke well about our club and about us. So it was quite the honor. So take a minute. Well, take 15 actually, and listen to that. It was great. So way to go. Thank you. Way to go, and thank you. So we have a lot of events and projects coming up. You can see they're on the screen. We've got a list of them on your tables, and they're also on the bulletin, which I know all of you read religiously. So next, let's see. There we go. There we have red badge selfies. Red badge selfies. And so on the one on the left, we have Brittany Battle. We have Luis. Where's Luis? Usually there he is. Luis is over there. And Dan Calm is out of town right now, but Brittany and Luis are here. And then you got Rob Same and Bobby Larson. So there we go. And then the next batch is Nancy Gunger with Gordy Seward. And with Gordy Seward, thank you. And Nancy Gunger also with Scott Tilley on the other one. There we go. And then the third one is Autumn Hufalt, a new member with Cammie Evans, who is watching. So, hey, Cammie. Let's see. Oh, yeah, some fun news, because I heard about it from several of you. So if you think about your calendars for December, you would note that right now we're scheduled for a meeting on December 3rd, and our speaker is going to be the university president. And then we have an event around town. And then on the 17th, our holiday mixer. Then the following week is Christmas, and the following week after that is New Year's, which means we would be going for 5 weeks without a meeting. And I heard from several people who were upset about that. So we discussed it at the board meeting, and so we're going to fix it so that everybody wins. So redo your calendar and add in a regular meeting on December 17th, and write in a holiday mixer at some point. So we are going to still have the holiday mixer, but it won't be on the 17th because we'll have a regular meeting that day. But then somewhere during that 3-week time frame, as soon as the Michael Guyman and the social committee figures it out, we're going to have a holiday mixer during that time. So those of you who are really upset, we can all be happy. So let's give the board a thank you. And Dave White and Jeannie. Oh, you are.
Just to waste time here, right?
I know. Dave White, everyone.
Okay, the car show minute. Oh, car show ticket sales. Guess what? I am happy to announce that our club is selling tickets. And we are 2% ahead of the average of the last 3 years as of this date. Now that's pretty good, guys. Now what that tells me is that we like pressure and that we perform well under pressure. Well, the pressure's on. We've got 6 weeks to go, and we've got about 17,000 tickets to sell. But you know what? We do it. Every year we do it, right? So today I was on my way to Rotary. I was running a little late, and I thought, boy, I want to stop and stop into the Harley dealership and see if I can sell some tickets. But I'm running late, and I'll get caught up. But so I decided to bust my butt and do it anyway. So I stopped in, and they said, "Wow, this is really great. Hey, would you leave me 30 tickets? I'll get them sold." Whoa. Don't you love that? So that's just another bust my butt story. Okay? Now I'm offering $100 for the best bust your butt story. So I want to hear from you. I want you to be telling your bust your butt story at the dinner where the next slide will show the new qualifiers for the Club 100, the special dinner, top 50 sellers. We're going to do it, and you get to tell your bust your butt story. Okay, so what are we going to do? Bust our butts and sell some tickets. Okay, guys, thanks.
Gina, are you talking? All right. Cliffy. Oh, he's already up here. All right, Mr. Bowman is going to talk about our grant and our charity presentation coming up.
Thank you.
Mr. Bowman.
A nice little golf clap, thank you. Okay, so Dave just got finished talking to us about selling tickets for the car show, right, to benefit our charities, right, Pima Foundation, Amphi Foundation, and Job Path. Thank you very much. All right, so, but now the grants committee and the foundation are looking at next year's car show and the 3 car shows after that. So how this all gets started is from a community needs assessment that we conducted several years ago. We found out that, shockingly, the needs of Tucson revolve around employment services, education, and human welfare. The club further refines those that some of that we know of, that we've seen, that we've supported lately, is literacy, early education, aiding children, low income, foster care support, and housing and workforce development. Okay, so that came out about 2 or 3 years ago when Jim Murphy did that needs assessment. About a few months ago, we asked the Rotarians to nominate charities and 501c3s that kind of fit under that bill to be possible beneficiaries of our car show. 41 charities were sent a request for information, how they're going to possibly spend the money if we gave it to them, and 33 of them returned their applications back to the foundation. All right, now is when the hard work really begins for the grants committee, because they go through those forms, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. They go through them and they rank order them. They get back together again, go through them again, rank order them, and eventually they whittle it down to about 9 organizations that they then go to a site visit and do the site visit. Where's Mr. Sims? Where'd you go? You just had a site visit, correct? Yeah, okay. So it's fun for the grants committee. They get to actually see how these organizations work. And from those 9, then they say, okay, club, here's the 5 top ones that we believe are can use the benefits from the car show to those areas in which we think are most in need in Tucson. And for next year, here's the 5 charities that we're going to hear from in 2 weeks. So the AMFI Foundation again, Compass Affordable Housing, Habitat for Humanity Tucson, Interfaith Community Services, and Youth on Their Own. Some of those we've had in the past as charities that we've supported, and that doesn't come into it. The grants committee just goes to all these places, and everybody starts from scratch, and they just learn what they're doing and hear what they're doing, and just present them as they've seen on the site visits. All right, so what does that mean now for us is in 2 weeks, September 17th meeting, those 5 charities are going to present for 8 minutes each at our club meeting. Now, I know you guys really love that meeting, so please be there for that, because then after they present, then we're going to do the voting on who's going to be our primary beneficiary for the 2026 and 7 and 8 car shows. Okay, the ones that come in second and third will be our secondary beneficiaries. So the primary will get 50% of the car show proceeds, and the secondaries will get 25% each. Okay, so that's how that's going to work out. So make sure you're here so you can hear those presentations. If you're not, Mary DeVries Ross, who's head of the grants committee, is going to send you out an email so that you can vote if you're not going to be here. We're also going to post, we're trying to get videos from the charities that we can post on our website or post a link to so that you can go to our YouTube channel and look at the videos. So we're going to have video presentations this year, hopefully, which are different than we've done in the past. We'll also have the page, a quick synopsis of each of the charities in Club Runner. And I think that's it. So presentations in 2 weeks from now. Thank you.
Thank you, Cliffy. And thanks to the grant committee, because they do an awful lot of work on this, getting it ready for us. So next up, we have Bruce Jacobs, who's going to tell us about Paul Harris contributions.
Thank you, Dot. Before I do that, I want to ask anybody in the room that is a Paul Harris Fellow, will you please stand up for a second? Thank you. You know, I have 1,000 matching points that I'm going to throw out. And so, you know, we all know Rotary International does amazing things around the globe, and part of those funds actually eventually come back to our district, which means we have even more money that we can invest in Southern Arizona. And so the thing is, to become a Paul Harris Fellow is ultimately you have to contribute $1,000 to become a Paul Harris Fellow. But from time to time, there's a thing known as matching points. And so for anybody that has never, ever contributed toward their first Paul Harris, I will go ahead and I'll match dollar for dollar
up to a maximum of $250. So if you donate $100, you're going to get another 100 in matching points, so 20% of the way toward your Paul Harris. So if 4 people step up and decide, hey, I'm going to throw in $250, so you got 500, the points are gone. But I really just want to encourage people that if you haven't started to give toward the foundation, that you seriously consider it, and I think this is a good opportunity for you to be able to get there a little bit quicker. So, thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. And thank you to all of our Paul Harris Fellows in here, because partly it's because of you and your contributions that we're able to submit and hopefully get funded a global grant, our project in Senegal that we've talked about, and that wouldn't have happened without all the Paul Harris Fellows around the world. So you're part of a big organization and does really good things, so consider that. Thank you. Next, we have a Happy Jackson. Bobby Larson has a Happy Jackson.
Hi, everybody. My wife Tracy and I had our first grandchild on June 4th. And the little guy's name is Fitzpatrick. His father's very Irish. But he goes by Fitz or Fitzy. He was born 7 pounds, 11 ounces. There's pictures of him up there that I love the one with the teddy bear because it looks like he's about ready to slide off like he did before. But it's been really a great experience, and KJ, my daughter, and her husband Trevor, who are the proud parents. Thanks.
All right. Bobby, come get your bear. This is the Bobby bear, or the Bobby baby bear. Catch. Good one. All right. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to all of our virtual guests for coming today. We hope you all enjoyed the meeting. We have cups on our table for you to contribute to our Pima College and University scholarships. And you all know about this. How many of you know what the TRVFA is? All right, a couple. The Rotary Fund of Arizona. And that is a... Okay, yes, you're right, thank you. The Rotary Vocational Fund, TRVFA, yes, okay. And in the same way that our club gives scholarships to students going to Pima College and to the U of A, TRVFA is run through the state Rotary, so you contribute to that, and then we can give scholarships to people who are going to vocational or trade school. So truck driver, barbering, that kind of thing. So that's a really important one too, so.
Those donations are tax deductible at the state level.
Yes, thank you, Joe.
State tax credit.
State tax credit, yes, it'll come back to you as a state tax credit. Thank you, Joe. So 3 ways to contribute and help other kids, so thank you for that. Happy birthday, Tom. Happy birthday, Curtis. Thank you to Cookie Monster sponsor Michelle and Larson Baker. And thank you, Dr. Megdal, for coming today, and for Jonathan for introducing her, and for all of our guests. Next week is EAT, events around town. So go up on the website. There's several lunches that are planned, and sign up for where you want to go to have lunch. And then our next meeting is going to be on the 17th, and President-elect Bobby is going to be running the meeting. Thank you, Bobby, because I'll be out of town, so Bobby's going to cover that meeting. Let's see, so at the 17th, that's when we'll hear about the grants like Cliff was talking about, and our cookie sponsor then is Truly Nolan and Bruce Richardson, so thank them for that. And I have it on good authority that Bruce is not going to put rubber cockroaches in the cookies, okay? So you can help me hold him to that. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Dave will get the real ones. All right. So thank you, everyone, and let's rise for a toast. And I want you to use your water glasses today. Water glasses, because we are going to have a toast to Rotary and to water. Thank you all. We're adjourned. There we go. There we go. Don't waste it. I know, spilled water. Don't waste it, water. Thank you. both?
Well, and you said,